Welcome back to Marbella Now. I'm Nicole King.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
Thank you for joining us once again to see more of what's going on behind the scenes in Marbella. Now, my first guest this week is a very familiar face on the program and also in Marbella, Cara J. Caradas. Welcome back. It's so lovely to see you.
And you, my darling.
I've seen you actually quite a lot lately. Lovely birthday party that you celebrated in your new headquarters venture, Miss Raw in the Marbella Arena. What an exciting way to have a birthday. I mean, I hope you all appreciate that this is something really different. What a cabaret, what a show. That must have taken some organising.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it, actually. Miss Raw is just growing week by week. Tonight we have the opening of the Splendid Cabaret, which is just phenomenal. I mean, every week we seem to just be building. The teams around us is fantastic, and Saturdays we have the Salsa Habanero one, which is amazing. Everyone's up dancing. The vibe's just very, very good. And then we've got the old Sundays that I missed so much from the boardwalk. They're now back at Miss Raw.
So full Sunday lunch?
Full Sunday lunch, entertainment. We've got Joey and Jade that we used to have at the boardwalk on sax. And I mean, they've really upped their game as well. During COVID, they just produced, and the music that they've come out with is really, really special. So we had the old head chef on the boardwalk come and train. Because it's a world fusion food restaurant, we had to make sure that English roast is a particular, we like it a certain way, don't we? So we had Nick come in, and he's been training the staff on that. So it's everything that I missed from the boardwalk, I feel like I've got back.
Yeah, even staff, because it's really nice to see that your team is still with you. Yeah,
we've got Hyra and Bruno back, and I was with Tina the other day as well. So yeah, it's nice. It's when we sold Boardwalk, it was a hard thing to do because I loved the restaurant so much. I didn't want to sell, but it was the right time to do so. So yeah, I feel like I've got back what I missed.
It's really nice, and true to your style, not only are you promoting Miss Raw and all the activities you're doing, but you seem to have taken on the whole Marbella arena. I mean, you're really promoting it, everything. Tell us a little bit about the progress of the last few months, because people haven't known that there's anything going on there, and there's so much continually growing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a slow process. We was hoping for more sort of promotion from them solely, which didn't sort of go as planned. But there's some amazing places in there. I mean, you've got Mondazi, who I'm also going to be working with in the next few weeks with doing a new concept there, or really more bringing out her concept, which is going to have like street food, Jamaican street food and things like this, which is fantastic. And then you've got the Bruno's is in there, you've got the Swedish bakery, you've
got Shelby's, which is an Argentinian type grill, which is lovely.
Yeah, and then you've got La Teresa with Sinisa. It's a really nice feel there. I mean, everyone's like a bit of a family. Obviously, I opened and designed umbrellas, which I'm now gone from. But yeah, there's a lot going on next year in the arena. We've got the big Mental Motors, Saud, whom I adore. I actually adore all of the Mental Motors lot, and I love their concept.
It's a nice group.
They're such a great group there, and I'm really pleased to have met them, because it seems to be a rarer a thing in Marbella now, that you meet people that you really blend with. Maybe it's that I'm getting older, I don't know, but they're just a fab group of guys, and they've really got a great vision. So we have their event. I think that's going on the 13th of November. And obviously we're going to be doing the big Costa Christmas collections at the arena this year. So
explain to our viewers. I mean, most people know the Costa Christmas collection, those who've been here, but if anybody's arrived new, so people understand the concept and how they can participate.
For the Costa Christmas collection. So basically, the Costa Christmas collections is an initiative I started many years ago. Jack's flying over, thank goodness, from the UK to help me again. So businesses will contact Hadas Caradas, which is obviously my charity, and they will buy and wrap a present, leave it at one of our drop points, and we will take that to the food banks, to the orphanages, and to underprivileged children on the Costa del Sol. Last year, I think we did over 8,000 or over 9,000 families. On top of that, we will be having a huge Christmas party, which will be held at Miss Raw on the 9th of November, so save that date. And we'll be raising the money to also give them a Christmas food package. So.
You've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I have. I was hoping, if I'm honest, there has been times where I wish somebody else would take over, and I sort of try and, get somebody else to do it through the year, and then it's always the same. They just say it's too much work, and it is a hell of a lot of work. I'm very lucky to have the team that I have. The fairies are all amazing. Unfortunately, we're losing Paul Shafto. He goes back to England on Monday. I think he's been here 28 years, so he's a real loss to the team. But obviously, we wish him the best. But Jack, thank goodness, is flying over, so I will have my partner in crime for it.
Exactly, your right-hand man.
Indeed, Papa Noel, we call him.
He's a really good right-hand man.
Yeah, he really is.
But you also have been working with the orphans in the sense of they turn 18, they don't have anywhere to go, they don't have necessarily anything to do. Mm-hmm. And also for over a decade, you've been taking them, bringing them to the boardwalk in that moment, training them up, turning them into
Harbour
chefs.
As well, they went harbour playwright. I mean, things have changed and they've progressed a lot up to date, which is fantastic because it sort of lightens the load a bit. But again, Paul, who took them all while you was with us, he's going to be doing that again this year for all of them. So we are going to have a big Christmas party with the older kids, which I love because I just love to see them all. We was getting one of the boys, Omar, my first boy, as you know, who's not a boy anymore, he's a man. But he was supposed to be going off to Holland, but he's actually got himself a job in Puerto Romano, so I'm super proud of him.
It's fabulous because that's a good future. That's a good place to be.
Well, two of the boys are now doing really well in their chef careers. And, the four that I obviously took for myself, they've all done very well for themselves. It's a real pride of mine when I see them and I see how much they're growing, and they're just such lovely boys. So it's
really
lovely.
nice. Also, I was chatting with Pedro, who's through you I met from the orphanages, and what we set up a few years ago with the apartment in San Pedro, so that circular support system, that's still going, and it's nice to see that there are certain things that people do get on board with and that they actually do work, that there's giving them an opportunity to have somewhere to go, find a job, move on, and then bring more kids
100%.
in.
All it takes really is, we all have such busy lives here. It just takes people to get together, have a vision, and just keep driving forward on it. The amount of meetings that you and I had going over the years to deal with these things. So to see them working and children progressing and getting a future out of it, it makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Because it is hard work to try and fit these things around your everyday job and family life.
Yeah, and you've got family, you've got kids, and you spend a lot of time with them, which is amazing how you find the time between the animals and everything else that you're involved with.
Not so much time as I'd like these days, I've got to say. Archie's 15 in 2 weeks, I know.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's...
He was just a baby when I met you.
I know, and do you know, the thing is, I know that he's getting older, and he's far more like a 20-year-old. He's got a full beard and moustache, and, he's training every day. But I look for that bit of time with him that he's just not willing to give me these days, which is a shame. But that's what happens when you grow up, isn't it?
It is. The good thing is that they go away for a while, but then they come back again. It's that time when they just have to find themselves.
That's my hope.
Yeah, it definitely is an experience. It works. It does work that way. Anyway, before we finish, let's quickly circle back to Miss Raw.
Yeah.
Things are going on all the time. It's obviously it's an exclusive restaurant. It's a nice restaurant. You've got live entertainment. Reminds me back of the Commedia back in the day. Of that.
Have you seen the new cabaret sign that we have? It's fabulous. We've got parking. We've got 24-hour parking security. We've got, the Christmas lunch menus that we've got coming up as well. It's the fantastic way to do your Christmas staff parties. So, look on the website for that, I'd say for sure. And for the 9th of November, when we're going to do, not 9th of November, 9th of December, when we're going to do our Christmas party for all of the children on the coast. That would be a fantastic thing to do, I think, for a staff party as well, because obviously you're helping people as well.
Now, when I saw your birthday at the event, when at Miss Raw, and to see it's like really, I mean, you take it, it's like going to a show and you're having dinner and you don't have to go anywhere. You've got the
I love
parking,
the
everything's just
food.
so easy.
The food there, I really, I mean, I'm a big lover of sushi. People had this concept, because it's called Miss Raw, they thought that the food was raw. They didn't realise that it's world fusion. But we are sort of messing with the menu at the moment. We're changing a few things. Next year there'll be a new menu. But I do think the menu is, you know, there's something for everybody.
There really is, and adding now the traditional Sunday lunches,
Yeah.
which is obviously we missed from the boardwalk, so it's really nice to
that's
see
on my eye.
that everything's back online, and that you're really the Marbella Arena, largely thanks to Cara, is doing so well.
Yes.
And as I say, easy
It is doing
parking,
well.
and that is just a big plus. And they give you tickets still if you
Yeah.
have dinner there.
Yeah.
They get tickets, so you don't, and
And-
it's not
and-
expensive anyway.
No, it's not expensive, but any of the venues that you go to, you do get your tickets, so that you don't have to pay. But what people have to remember as well is it's 7 days a week there, you know, it's day and evening, and there's a lot, all the way round now, they're all going to be opening. So by next summer, it's really going to be somewhere great to hang out, because everyone can go somewhere different for food.
Yeah, so
which
get
is
in there
nice.
quickly, make friends with all the people that have
Yeah.
the businesses before it's too late and they won't want to know you. Cara, lovely to see you again.
And you.
Congratulations. And I thought that it would be nice, as we've been talking about Cara's birthday party, to show you actually a snippet of what went on. Do not miss out. Visit Miss Raw in Marbella Arena, because it is well worth it. Don't go away, back in a minute.
Hey, hey.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Cafe.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are Hey, hey.
Every time I drive to and from Marbella, I go past a huge building, very beautiful building, and it's got outside a photograph of Cristiano Ronaldo and the words Inspira. And I'm delighted today, thanks to CIT Marbella, which is a business networking association who sends one of their members to my program every week. We actually get to meet the director of the center. His name is Jose Carlos, and he's going to tell us what it's all about. So I am really delighted to welcome you to the program. Jose Carlos, thank you for coming.
Thank you for letting me get here.
So the centre's been open, what, a year now, or?
This is 14 months actually. This is 1 year and 2 months that we are in here. We did our first anniversary last August.
Is this the first centre of Inspira?
No. I mean, there are few of them in Portugal. The first in Spain was in Madrid, like 3.5, almost 4 years ago. And now, since last August 21, we open in Marbella.
And it's to do with hair treatment.
Yeah, it's hair treatment. We
So-
just do hair treatment.
So it's like interesting, because a lot of people, I think it's the stress of nowadays, everybody is, like suffering with hair loss.
That's right.
How, can I ask, did Cristiano Ronaldo get interested in opening up centres to do with hair? Is it for himself that he was interested, from family members, or just a good business project?
Well, I don't believe Cristiano had any problem with his hair, actually. But I mean, he's a very disciplined person. He's quite serious whenever he initiates any business or whatever. And I believe that since he has that attitude, he thought it would be a good idea to give us a serious solution worldwide, actually, to this health problem, because alopecia is it's a health problem. Since the World Health Organization consider this alopecia as a general disease and not just a problem of aesthetic square. So I think he did this because, well, it may be a business, but especially because he's concerned with this problem.
What is particular about the treatments or what you offer in Insparia as opposed to other hair replacement or hair compensation facilities?
Well, I think that having done already more than 43,000 successful surgeries in Portugal and Spain, that's more than a guarantee that we know what we're doing. Our own technology, Insparia has its own investigation department. We also have our own technology. We have devices that just belongs to us. We developed them. And I think all of that staff, more than 13 years in doing this same thing, just specialize in hair care. We do not any other aesthetic treatment at all. We just treat your hair. We're completely specialized in hair treatment. So I would say that all those things, especially experience in the last 13 years and the number of surgeries that we did, that's our best guarantee.
What does it involve to have these treatments? I mean, does one have to stay at the clinic, or is it something you come and go? I mean, how does it work?
You just come to the clinic at 8:30 in the morning. If we do a transplant, you come at 8:30 in the morning. We prepare things like in half an hour, 45 minutes, and about 6 hours afterwards, you're ready to go home with your transplant.
Would this be like a full head of hair, or are you talking back in sections?
No. We do our philosophy is just doing once in a lifetime surgery. So we do surgeries in one single day, 6 hours, 7 hours, and you resolve your alopecia problem, your baldness problem for the rest of your life. I mean, we are able to do around 4,000 grafts, that's follicular units, in one single surgery. That's not normal. Normally they do like 2,000, 2,500, and they schedule you for another surgery like 2 years later, 1 year later, maybe 6 months, and you do another surgery, but we don't. We're able to do 4,000 units in just one day.
It sounds painful, is it?
No,
is it like a recovery period, or?
It is, and there's a legend around that. It is actually painless, and we use local anesthesia, like the one dentists use, similar to it. And you just feel the first couple of punctures that we do, and after that you feel but nothing. This is completely painless.
So you're the director of the center, but you're also qualified in the practice of the procedures.
I'm a trichologist. I'm specialized. Trichology is science in medicine that take care of the hair, and hair surgeon, you can call it however, specialize in hair transplant.
And what got you involved with that? Why do you want to? Because you can see you would really believe and like what you're doing.
Yeah, I was in the aesthetic media, and after that I specialized in trichology, and since then I'm just doing that.
I mean, it changes people's life. I mean, if you think back to Samson and Delilah, if you don't have your hair, when I was pregnant the first time, my dear hairdressing friend cut all my hair off, and it was just like I felt like I had no strength. It wasn't me. And I can empathize that to get your me back, to have hair again, to see yourself with that strength is very important for the psyche.
It is very important. I say that hair is probably, hair transplant is probably the most important aesthetic surgery in males. And also in women, because in males you get younger. When you do a hair transplant, you can look like 10 years younger or something like that. But in ladies, I mean, hair in women is something very linked to your beauty. So I think that you earn much more than getting younger. A lady earns much more with this type of treatments.
Is it frequent for women to have alopecia?
Yeah,
is it more so men than women, or is it?
Well, it's more common in men. But we do have every week like 3, 4, 5 surgeries in women. It's quite often. Transplant. We also have some other treatments
Such as?
Such as mesotherapy.
Explain. I'm
Mesotherapy,
ignorant.
it's okay. We just infiltrate in your scalp this property. We make like a layer, like a letter, right under your skin, in your scalp, and those have vitamins and different properties that we have our own formula from our investigation department in Inspiria. So that layer, it's like a fertilizer somehow. It will do its job during a few number of months, and your hair get healthier, thicker, brighter, and that's one of the treatments. We also have PRP. You probably heard about it. Rich platelets plasma. It comes from your blood. We take a couple of tubes from your blood. We just procedure that, and after that we take the platelets. All those platelets has growing factors in there, thousands of them actually. We make a concentrate of that growing factors, and we put your own growing factors in your scalp. So that gets your hairs again looking brighter and thicker and different. That's another treatment. We also have low frequency laser therapy.
What would that be used for?
It's a helmet that we had patented. We have our own type of this procedure. It's a laser, low frequency laser, that makes vessels. It stimulates the circulation of your scalp, your blood feedings somehow, and since more nutrients get there, your hair becomes healthier also.
So I suppose the first step would be to call and make an appointment at Inspiria.
That's right.
And then go, and you would be evaluated to see exactly what would be the most suitable treatment for whatever the condition.
Yeah. All our patients are evaluated by a doctor. We make an appointment. This is a free evaluation. We use a digital camera trichoscopy. We see how the conditions are, what's the problem with that hair, and we give to the patient solutions to that problem.
If you're doing transplants, do you use the person's own hair? Do you use
Yeah.
other hair? Or
Nowadays, there are no other options but what we call orthological transplant, from one person to the same person. They're not hair donor transplants at all. Just nowadays, you just can take hair from yourself, from the back part of your head. It's what I call the noble belt. These are here in the temporal and in the back part, in the occipital. This, if you realize, you never saw a bald man that didn't preserve, even if he's a very old man, that didn't preserve this side hair and also in the back, right?
Yeah, the little belt.
A little belt. So that area is what I call the noble belt, because they don't have, simplifying, they don't have androgen receptors. So we can take hair from here, not hair, but the follicular units, the root somehow, and we take it from here and we implant wherever the patient needs. The receding, the top of the hair, the crown in the back, and the biological behave that it has. It's exactly the same one that when it's in the back. They never lose that graft. They never lose that follicular unit. It's a biological particularity.
Interesting, though, that it would be different.
Yes.
That the whole head's not the same.
Yeah, human species doesn't have androgen receptors in that area. Actually, we don't know why, but we get that circumstance to help people have a permanent hair where they lost it before.
Is the treatment very expensive? We're right by Puerto Banús, in a beautiful building, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and we're giving people hair. Are we talking fortunes? As of what kind of prices are we looking at?
We are not a low-cost clinic, obviously, because our prices are in terms that we have like 6 people in every single surgery room. Every single patient has like 6 specialized personnel working on his head and his transplant. Family clinics and some other clinics just work the doctor and the nurse. That's all, maybe a couple of nurses. We have like 6 people with one single surgery, and special technology, our own technology, and that makes it's a quite affordable price for most people, but we are no low cost price.
No, but obviously it's something that if you need, if you want, there is a, in the sense that it's attainable.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
yeah.
It is. Although you also have financial options that you can.
Everything going for it.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed, and I'm really glad to actually meet you. As I say, I drive past there a couple of times a day, and I look at it, and I look at it, and I wonder what's going on in there now, and now I know.
You should have stopped and get inside.
Well, now that I've met you, Jose Carlos, I probably will do that.
You have to.
Come in and take a look, and maybe do a little recording there.
You have to come over. You have-
Exactly. So just so you guys know, it's that beautiful, looks like a French chateau almost, just before the flyover by Puerto Banús. There's parking outside the door, and I'm sure Jose Carlos and the team would be delighted to welcome you there if you would like more information on any hair treatments.
That's right. You're,
I'm really
you're
delighted
very
to
welcome.
meet you.
Everybody can come over and just have a free evaluation from our doctors and just make a solution to their problems, their hair problems.
I know that you're helping many, many people, and that's well worth supporting, because as I say, psychologically it can be a big effect on people, so it's nice to know that there are good techniques out there to resolve it.
Thank you.
Very
That's our motivation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to CIT Marbella for sending us another fascinating guest this week. Really enjoyed meeting Jose Carlos and knowing more about Inspira, opened by Cristiano Ronaldo and...
Dr. Paulo Ramos.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. Congratulations, guys. Proud of you. Don't go away, because I'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, hey.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Hey, hey.
Age Concern Marbella San Pedro had one of their luncheons last week, and they did so at a restaurant called El Garfio. That means the hook, like in Captain Hook. It's situated in the Los Pinos building in Cortijo Blanco. They took this restaurant over a couple of months ago. It used to be Rafa's, which is a very well-known restaurant right on the beach in the Paseo Marítimo on the promenade in San Pedro. I encourage you to go to check it out. If you've got kids, they've got a lovely children's area inside. It's very nicely done with like a lounge area to sit down. So I went along with my camera and thought I would show you the restaurant before it got busy, and also that you could just take a look on what goes on in an age concern lunch and a chat with their president, Carol Woolnoth. Cheers. Carol, lovely to see you here at El Garfio.
Indeed.
New restaurant and doing so well. They put so much love into it.
Well, I'm delighted to have had your recommendation. We're having our age concern lunch here now. So far the food is lovely, and they're trying very hard, the staff, to please. And it's nice to bring people here who don't know it, who've never been here before. And I first came to this restaurant when it was called Rafa's in 1985. My younger son was 2, and he's now 39, just. So I have a long history with this premises, and I'm delighted to see that they've taken it over. They've obviously spent a lot of money. It looks very fresh and very pretty in the blue and white, very, very continental, and like because we're like the sea, you know, it's quite coastal as well, the blue and white.
And it's lovely with a little children's area as well, very thoughtful.
Yes.
Catering to the old and young alike.
Absolutely. Yes.
So how's it going now that things are a little more settled, aren't they, within Age Concern, but you're very busy?
Yes, well, our social centre's getting very busy as we come across more things that people want to do, so we will add them. So during October we will start a jigsaw puzzle club on a Wednesday afternoon. So it won't just be things that are good for you. You can just come and have fun. We've also got our programme of coffee mornings in lots of different venues on the coast. So we have a new venue which is in Benavista, which is Alex Corner, which is on the corner. And that I will be there again on Thursday. Last month was our first visit there and we had 6 people. So I'm sure it will build from that. And we are very fortunate that Tom Burns is starting a fundraising committee for us. Those people on the fundraising committee will be quite separate from our Age Concern committee and will come up with all sorts of bright ideas for how to raise money for us, because we have a 100 square metre locale in San Pedro, in the heart of San Pedro. And it's between the main post office and Calle Córdoba. But when you take into account the rent, which is very reasonable, we only pay €550 a month for 100 square metres. But when you add the cost of electricity and water and cleaning and all those other sundry costs, so to open the doors it costs us €9,000 a year. And so obviously we had a great start with the ball that we had in 2019, but although we have money in the bank, we need to raise funds for the future. So I don't want to be the president that spent all the money and there's no more coming in. So I think it's a great initiative. We are, among other things, that Tom is going to start a campaign for Friends of Age Concern, so that people can make an annual donation of €200. And if we get 50 of those people, or maybe 100 of those people, then, our annual funding problems go away. So,
it's exciting plans that you've got, and you're doing very well. You're doing a great presidency.
Thank you. I think we've all become more aware during the pandemic of how lonely people become, shut in on their own. I know people whose physical abilities and cognitive abilities have reduced significantly during the pandemic just because they couldn't go out or they had no one to talk to. And to have these activities going on, which they can come, and by and large, it's completely free. The only activity that you have to pay for at the moment is chair yoga, which we do on a Wednesday between 1 and 2, and that's only €5. So it's a minimal cost for the people that want to come, but you get to meet other people. You can sit and have a chat. You don't just have to disappear the minute the activity is over. And the very first week that we were open, we had 2 ladies who come independently to our advice centre, which we run on a Wednesday morning, and they'd never met before. And while they were there talking to Sandra and I, they arranged to meet and to have lunch together, and a whole new friendship was born. So I think for me it's a really important community resource, and it's not just for English people, it's for any English-speaking people. So we're very happy to welcome Dutch or Scandinavian, Icelandic,
Spanish, French, German. It's very nice validation that you're doing the right thing, the anecdote about the 2 women meeting and striking up a friendship. I think we'll leave it on that note. Congratulations, Carol, but we will be chatting again soon, and that's a promise, not a threat.
Well, thank you very much, Nicole, as always, for trying to bring what we do to the notice of the public. And you don't have to be sick or in financial trouble to drop in and come and see us. It's all on the website, ageconcernmarbella.com. There's a calendar of events. You can come along to anything.
You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Hey, hey.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Kazakhstan is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool. Yeah. Stickers going up.
Hi, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Can change if we try.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
Thanks to Pilar Candil of Lima Productions and Events, I was invited to a tasting menu at Boho Club last week. The place is fabulous. You kind of think you're not meant to go in there. It feels like too private to be allowed in, but that's not the case. It's a boutique hotel with a restaurant that opens at 8 in the morning and serves food all through the day till midnight. So what a fabulous place. 365 days a year, ample, easy parking, and just a delight. I'd like to take you over there now to meet Diego de Rio, who is the executive chef, some of the team, and a lot of the press who were there at lunchtime enjoying, as I say, an absolutely exquisite lunch. Highly recommended. Hello, Mr. German Radio. Hi there.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, me encantó lo
Diego is the head chef, as I said, here at Boho Club. Eres el jefe de las cocinas. Es una responsabilidad grande, ¿no, Diego? Pero veo que te gusta. I see you like what you do.
Normalmente, bueno, al final es mi pasión, mi trabajo. Yo estudié, hice administrativo, pero a mí lo que me gusta es cocinar y disfruto de los juegos.
So Diego said he actually studied to do administrative work, but he just loves being in the kitchen. It's his passion. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevas ya con el grupo?
Pues yo fui el primero, empecé con ellos en el año 2017.
So he's been with the group since 2017 y ha habido muchos cambios en Boho Club desde el comienzo. Crece muchísimo. There's been a lot of changes at Boho Club. It's grown enormously.
Bueno, nosotros al final, nosotros abrimos justamente el restaurante el 1 de septiembre de 2019. El hotel se abrió en diciembre, el 15 de diciembre de 2019 y llegó marzo, el fatídico marzo de 2020 con la pandemia y bueno, ha habido que cambiar y buscar la varita mágica para que funcione esto a la perfección.
Well, this is actually not only just a restaurant club, but it's also a hotel, and it opened in 2019. And then COVID came, so obviously things then had to change dramatically. Pero la recuperación es buena. You're having a good recovery.
Bueno, pues al final nosotros el primer verano que hemos podido trabajar a tiempo completo ha sido este año, este verano de 2022, la verdad que ha sido fantástico. Hemos tenido una respuesta de parte del público muy buena y bueno, y el otoño está siendo también bastante bueno.
They had a fabulous summer. This is the first real year that they've been working without any problems, and they're just delighted at the response from the community, from the tourists, and now it looks like they're having a good autumn. Me gusta cómo hacéis eventos para atraer aquí la gente para que prueben. I like it that you bring people here to try, porque cuando aprueban. When they try it, they like it. La calidad de la comida, del producto, the quality of food and produce es de la más alta, the highest quality.
Para mí lo más importante, bueno, mi cocina, ¿no? se basa en el buen producto, ¿no? en hacer las cosas con cariño, ¿no? Que eso al final se nota y bueno, pienso que mejor manera, ¿no? de que podáis transmitir, ¿no? lo que hacemos aquí en Boho Club es pues invitaros a comer y que probéis nuestros platos.
Well, they're very clever because they bring here the press of all nationalities, which is why I'm here today. And we're trying everything, but as Dick was saying, everything's made with love, and you really can taste the difference, and they're excited for us to try things. ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres resaltar como por encima de todo? What would you like to highlight? Del restaurante, de lo que ofrecéis, de lo que quién puede venir.
Vale. Al final, bueno, Boho Club se diferencia del resto de establecimientos que hay en Marbella en el enclave que tenemos, ¿no? Es un enclave único en el cual estamos rodeados de naturaleza, en el cual tenemos una excelente cocina, un excelente servicio y estamos abiertos desde las 8 de la mañana dando desayunos, que puede venir todo el mundo, y no cerramos la cocina hasta las 12 de la noche.
Wow, now this is something that you're going to be very interested in, because what Diego is saying is that not just that it's an amazing place, which it is, this isn't just a restaurant, it's in beautiful gardens, you've got absolutely fabulous surroundings. The terraces are enormous, they have sofas, big chairs, they're open from 8 in the morning and the kitchen closes at midnight. ¿Y hay intención de seguir con ese horario en el otoño?
Ese horario está puesto justo desde que abrimos.
So that is the all year round timetable, 8 in the morning for breakfast until midnight. ¿Qué son los platos a destacar? What are the dishes to highlight?
Bueno, aquí hay platos emblemáticos, ¿no? Que dentro de nuestra corta vida que tenemos en Boho Club, a resaltar uno de los platos que más éxito tienen es por ejemplo nuestra sopa de maíz con verduras encurtidas y mojo de aguacate asado, que es un plato espectacular y en boca es una explosión de sabor.
He's saying that they do this amazing soup with corn. Didn't understand some of the other ingredients, but it sounded very fancy. He said it's one of undeniably the best thing on the menu, but a lot of things are popular. Of course, this is their first year.
Bueno, por ejemplo, también un plato muy clásico, ¿no? Lo que vemos en España, que son unas croquetas. Nosotros hacemos aquí unas croquetas de carabinero con su tartar, que también es una locura, ¿no? También la explosión también.
Yo quiero eso. It makes croquettes, and they make them with seafood croquettes with carabineros, which is like a large prawns with a tartar sauce, and you can see in his face, he's just licking his lips, se ve en la cara.
Pero también tenemos un apartado también de parrilla con unas carnes premium también de origen nacional, también espectaculares, que tampoco dejan indiferente a nadie y tienen bastante éxito.
And they also do cooking on the grill, so you're really getting the options of all types of dining. Hay muchas opciones del estilo para comer y cenar.
Sí, al final aquí nosotros un poco abarcamos a todos los gustos, ¿no? Pues desde cuando viene mucha gente, vienen tanto vegetarianos como veganos, que en otros sitios los miran como un bicho raro, ¿no? Una especie rara que no saben dónde van siempre a hacer los típicos platos. Tenemos también apartados y en el cual hay una gran cantidad de platos para ellos.
Well, my children will be delighted because they're vegan, and Diego is saying that unlike other restaurants who feel that vegans and vegetarians are just weird, the opposite here. They cater to them with as much care to the produce and the preparation as with everything else. Me parece estupendo. Mi hija y yerno son veganos. Así que sé lo difícil que es encontrar un sitio decente to eat something, really eat something. Diego, muchísimas gracias. Siempre un placer estar aquí, de verte y comer tu comida. Qué rico.
Gracias. Solamente invitaron a agradecerte, ¿no? por vuestro apoyo y bueno, invitar a todo el mundo, que los que nos conozcan, ¿no? Que vengan aquí a Bojoplá, que muchos todavía no saben dónde está, y somos el antiguo centro forestal sueco.
So this is the old Forestal Sueco place where it's located. Very easy to get here, very easy parking, and it's open to everyone to come. Really luxury club atmosphere. And Diego would like everybody just to come and try it out. I had eggs Benedict, huevos Benedict un día para desayunar aquí, riquísimo.
Por supuesto.
Great place to meet for breakfast meetings or just with friends, all the way through to midnight. Mil gracias, Diego, enhorabuena. Thank you, congratulations.
Yo que he hecho todas las cosas.
Por acompañarnos una temporada más en Bojo Club. Estamos felices de presentaros todas las novedades que todo el equipo ha preparado durante estos meses para las próximas semanas, meses, fiestas que se nos vienen por delante. Os quiero presentar a todo el equipo. Nuestro chef ejecutivo, ya le conocéis, Diego del Río, Dani Lite, nuestro director general. Algunos de vosotros también le conocéis de otras ocasiones. Y Sergio Jiménez, para la mayoría es nuevo, aunque lleva en el equipo bastante tiempo, pero es nuestro responsable de alimentación y bebidas. Y también nos va a contar luego novedades de ese área que es tan importante, ya sabéis, en hoteles y restauración. A Teo y a mí ya nos conocéis, hacemos buen tándem ahora en marketing y comunicación. Hemos trabajado muy duro también durante estas últimas semanas para presentaros, creciendo muchísimo, y si estamos creciendo es gracias a dos personas que trabajan también muy duro.
Como ha dicho Pilar, agradecemos la semana y al final eso, ¿no? Lo que he dicho al principio, de centrarnos sobre todo en nuestros pilares y nuestros valores, que son esa gran cocina que lidera Diego y luego...
Tomates confitados en lugar de ostras.
Y me dice el camarero, ¿este es aquí? Sí, sí. Creo que ya estamos acostumbrados a un poco reconocer. Es una masa...
de casa. Ahí ahora que creo que tendrá algo más de chicha, porque es más la luego hay que ver cómo se mantiene
Ya lo sé, pero es que te digo...
Muchos tipos de negocios.
Es curioso este complejo porque la recepción del hotel es esta. Esta es la recepción.
La primera de se usa mucho roble americano, perdón, roble francés.
No,
yo no he conseguido eso. Mira, yo un poquito lo
sí, pero,
a new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram, or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques, or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
And to finish off this week's programme, who better than Lily van Tongeren, Vice President of AAA Marbella San Pedro. Welcome back, Lily.
Nicole, thank you very much.
As last week, I had you on and off the programme in like 3 minutes. Say your piece and be done.
Yes.
But I know that you're very excited about the open day coming up at AAA on the 23rd of October.
Yes.
And I wanted you to come back and have a little bit more time to actually tell us what's going on, what can we expect, and why we should get involved.
Well, first of all, it's the first open day that we're holding in a temporary location, of course. A lot of people wanted to know what's happening with AAA, etc., etc. So this is a kind of an opportunity to see what we have done so far with the temporary location before we move up. The word is now that we'll probably be moving to the new location in the old location, the new shelter in the old location at the end of June next year. So we will be here for another 8 months.
But you've settled in now. At first, I think it was a lot harder than you anticipated.
Yeah.
But it seems that you've kind of got a grip on it now. You've come to terms with the situation, which is very different, the way the dogs are housed and what's required.
Yeah, it's still very difficult because we just never have enough space. So we're looking for foster parents so that we can foster out some of the dogs, specifically the ones that are traveling and need to wait for a travel partner to fly to any of the countries that have adopted, so that we can make space for new ones coming in, because every day new ones coming in.
It's a surprise, actually, because you actually export a lot of the dogs to homes abroad. How does that come about?
Well, there's a lot of people realize that the dogs in shelters in the northern countries are having a 5-star hotel compared to the dogs here in Spain. So there's a lot of people there who really like to help the dogs here to give them a better chance, to get them out of the shelters who are not 5-star hotels, and to give them a loving home. So we have some connections with some agencies in different countries, and they are looking for families for us to have the dogs.
It's a big job, and it must be like very hard on the heartstrings, because you get a lot of dumped puppies, you get a lot of old dogs that are literally thrown out because they can't cope with them. There are then people who get old and they can't look after them. But it's an amazing mix of animals that appear at the AAA doors.
Yes, only in the last few weeks we have several older dogs. I'm looking for fosters for a very old one, Kuro. She's absolutely adorable. This week we came in a mother dog. Usually doesn't happen, but we have a mother dog with 7 little puppies, 2 weeks old. So yes, she's going to stay with the puppies, luckily. I think we've had, the 2 weeks ago we had a nest of 10 puppies coming in. I think all in all, in the last month or the last 6 weeks, we have about 30 puppies coming in.
Do you find it easier to place the puppies than the other dogs? Do they go quite quickly?
Yeah, at the moment we're trying to get them adopted or fostered as soon as possible, because of the danger in the shelter of the bacteria and the infections and the virus. We have, strangely enough, had quite a lot of COVID virus with the dogs. It's not the same as the human COVID, but it's also not nice for the dogs. It's a lot of diarrhea, etc. And the longer the puppies stay in the shelter, of course, they've not been vaccinated. When they've gone away from the mother very early, they have no immune system. So what we're trying to do is get them adopted really quick, just to keep them healthy, or either temporarily in a foster home till they're stronger.
When you're fostering, what does that entail?
Well, it's not as easy as most people seem to think. First of all, it's a psychological thing. The fostering means that you're taking in a dog that you're caring for until the moment that it either travels to a new home in the foreign countries. So that can be a month, it can be 6 weeks, it can even be shorter. With the little puppies, most of the time we like to foster them until the people decide that they really want to adopt them. The fostering is a bit difficult because people love to foster sometimes, but only for a short period of time. And to foster a dog for several weeks and then bring him back to AAA is not very, very nice for the dogs. So the fostering does entail taking care of the dog if you want to foster a long time or until he's adopted, and we never know what that is. So sometimes, like in my own case with fostering, I've had a dog that stayed with us for nearly a year before it went to a new home. That makes it for us quite painful because you get so attached to them and you get to love them so much.
But the animal also, to go
Yes.
from one home to another, and then it must create like separation anxiety for them to actually feel safe.
Yeah, well, that is if they come into a shelter, it's a different situation as when they come from home to home. It is usually, because I always keep in touch with the people who adopt the fosters that go through our home, it takes for some dogs only a week or a few days to kind of adjust to a new family. They respond really quickly. I'm always amazed how quickly they respond to loving care, because that's where they respond to, and they get food and they get drink and they get loving care, and they usually adopt fairly quickly, which is very different than when they come from a loving home back into a shelter.
What about the dangerous dogs? Because I imagine you get quite a lot of those also appearing on your doorstep.
Yes, at the moment we have over 100 so-called PPP dogs. Yes.
Wow.
Because the police has been looking at the licenses, because to have a PPP dog you have to have a license. That means you have to apply that at City Hall, you have to be not have been in touch with police for major things. So you need a license to have a PPP dog. And a lot of the people living in the Campo had PPP dogs because they're, a lot of chunky guys wanted chunky dogs. And then the police went checking on them a lot last year, in the last 2 years I should say, and confiscated a lot of dogs from people that have no license.
They didn't give the opportunity to license them?
Yes, they have to take the dog in. The dog comes to AAA, and then if the people can get a license, they can come to get the dog back. But unfortunately, there's quite a lot of people that will never get a license.
If they've got like a criminal record or there's anything like...
And then the dog will have to stay with us.
Wow, poor animals. They just get caught in the middle, don't they?
Yes, always.
There's nothing to do with them. It's
Always.
just...
It's like children getting caught in the middle with a divorce very often.
So the open day on the 23rd of this month is going to be obviously an initiative to raise funds.
Yes.
600,000 euros a year, more or less, to keep AAA open.
Yes.
A contribution of 80,000 a year from the government, which is lovely. Gone up a lot since we started talking a few years back, but still drop in the ocean for what is required.
Doesn't even cover 2 months. So yes, we need a lot of money, of course. And the open day is yes, to raise funds, but also to introduce people to the work that we do, to see if they would like to support on the long term. The open day is at the moment an international, because of course we have a lot of international volunteers, and we're always very, very grateful for all the volunteers that come. So there's about 7 countries being represented with a table of food, and the volunteers are preparing that, healthy and nice. And there will be music. Nathan D will be performing, free of charge, of course. He's always very supportive of charities, very, very generous. We have 3 sponsors that are giving us some extra money. One of them is a new company called Simply Spanish Wine, and they come with a wine tasting tent.
Nice.
And then we have Ibex, which is also very supportive, the insurance company. They will run our tombola. And we have a volunteer, Steve Wiley, from Rockabox, and he's also a sponsor. So other than that, we will have a children area where the children can play games, where the puppies will be. I hope it works with the puppies, so they can see the puppies and the people, the adults as well, of course. We will have face painting for the children, games. There will be an information table, of course, with all kinds of information about AAA. We have second-hand clothing, we have second-hand items. There is about 13 different market stalls selling all kinds of things, from fresh honey to acrylic art. Our big friend Ross James is coming. She is a fantastic artist with her paintings of animals as well as different kind of paintings, so she will be there. So there will be a lot of different things you can see and do.
And it's always a who's who of Marbella.
Yes.
It's amazing how many people love the animals, support AAA, so it's amazing. I always get surprised seeing the different people that show up. Also, I suppose you'll be presenting the novelties, that it's not just dog walking on Saturdays for volunteers. You can go into, you're going to open up a new grooming area.
Yes.
So they can, and more interaction, giving them more physical time and love.
Yeah, that is our aim. If we get enough volunteers to come, they can come during the week now as well, in the morning shift or the evening shift. Walk the dogs, but also play with them, give them some extra room, let them run free in the small recinto that we've just opened there. We will be opening a grooming area where they can be kind of brush the dogs, play with the dogs, just to spend a little bit more time with the dogs and to give them a bit of more personal attention, because that is something that is very, very much needed with the dogs. And without volunteers, of course, we cannot do it. And with the little volunteers, it's not enough to give them what they need.
I love it that it's, because as they say, it's all in the detail, and you've even got the details of planting herbs like lavender, and you've also got
sensory
the
gardens.
music, the calming music to soothe them.
Yes,
So,
we
I
try
mean-
that, and we have the sensory plants, and eventually we will have a sensory garden where the dogs can be a little bit. We're really starting to look a little bit more on the care of the dogs in a different way than just feeding them and
Keeping
walking
them alive. and-
Yes, yes.
I mean, there's always been the love,
of course.
but obviously it's difficult. There's so many animals, and to organize them all.
And also the location where it was very difficult for the volunteers to be with the dogs inside, and it was only possible to do the Saturday walks. Now we are in a position where the volunteers can come and walk the dogs easier, so they don't have to come only on Saturday.
Every adversity produces an opportunity. No, you had the
Yes.
place, now you got this temporary place, but it gives you more possibilities for interaction, which is what
try
it's all
out the
about.
new things and to try out to see if it worked. We had quite a lot of pools installed for the summer, because with this terrible heat this summer, we had pools. So when the dogs came back from a walk, they would take a little puddle in the pool, and they really, really loved it. So in the big area in the back, one of the volunteers built also a pool, because we noticed that is something that the dogs really
They're
enjoy,
enjoying.
even if it's just for 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. And those things we are testing out now, and we're seeing what is the best ways that the dog respond to and what can we give them.
Congratulations. Lovely to see everything you're achieving, and really hope that you will support and participate with AAA. I worked it out, I think it's like 273,000 poops we would have on our streets, between 250 dogs, not even mentioning the cats, in one year. So apart from looking after the animals, they're keeping our streets clean, which is very important for a 5-star city like Marbella. Lily, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me
And
again.
boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me once again to go behind the scenes of what's going on in Marbella Now. If you'd like to watch recordings of the program, you can do so from the rtvmarbella.tv website. Just go to the Marbella Now section. You can watch streaming live also if you don't have RTV on your television. To watch recordings, you can also go to my website, nicoleking.es, with links to the program, to my column Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News, and our Zero Hero website with an ever-increasing list of participating venues offering free soft drinks to the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to? That's it for me for now. Please enjoy the Feria de San Pedro. It's una maravilla. Get involved. It's part of our city. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy everything that the fair offers. Join us again next week for more of what's going on in Marbella Now. Cuidaros, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, y hasta pronto.
You'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna